So, to answer the question why I do music, we have to go back to the beginning. My mom, she was a music educator, and she started singing to me the minute she found out she was pregnant with me. And once I was born, there was constantly music in the house. My earliest memories of music stem from our shared love of Disney. I mean, when I was younger, I was all of Disney. I would even make my mom dress up in costume with me and act out different scenes from the movies. She she told me a story when I was about 3 or 4. She was pushing me along the cart at the grocery store, and all of a sudden she realized everybody was looking at me, and she got nervous, and she turned to look at me, and she realized I was belting up "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" from The Lion King at the top of my lungs in the middle of the grocery store. And she just laughed and said, "Yeah, he kind of does that all the time. I kind of don't even realize it anymore." Even at 2 or 3, my singing was such a common occurrence that it was basically white noise for the family. Now, at this point in my life, I had never really performed outside of my home. I was in the kids' choir at church, but I never really thought much of it. I just kind of blended in there until a woman approached me and my mom asking if I would be interested in performing the lead in this operetta, Mall and the Night Visitors. And I did, and this was a big turning point for me. I started getting recognition for it and realized that, I'm actually pretty good at this. Not everyone has this ability that I have. And I found my niche, and this was a really big point for me. At this point, I now knew what. I knew the answer to what I did. I do music. I'm good at it. But why is something I had never really thought about. I'd never looked into it deeper, and I wouldn't until the story gets a little interesting. As many a good story, there's a girl, and it was my first love. Our lives became so intertwined that she was basically the center of my world, and the music was still there, but it kind of revolved around her. And then, of course, 4 years pass, and she breaks my heart. And it put me into a dark place for a while. I didn't really have any other friends other than her. I kind of thought that when I lost her, I lost everything. But I decided to pick up my guitar, and I started writing. And I found healing. And for the first time in my life, I had something to write about. I had tried before, but it was just meaningless imitations of other artists. But now, I had this ability to channel my pain into my music. And it was eye-opening, and I wanted to share it with people, and so I did. I took it to my big, tough football player friend, and we're walking to the locker room, and he's listening to my music, and when we get there, he just breaks down in tears. I mean, he starts crying, and I was in awe. I stepped back. I was blown away. My music did that. I had known that my writing brought healing to me, but to think that it could heal others and affect them, this was huge for me. And right then and there, I knew what I was going to be doing. I knew that my path was not going to be that of my classmates. I knew that I didn't want to waste time in a 4-year college. I want learning math and science. I wanted to be writing, and I wanted to be performing and sharing it with the world. So I didn't know what my next step would be for that until I met a friend with a similar vision, and we decided to start a band and move down to Atlanta. And we did, but long story short, it didn't work out. I basically ended up getting kicked out of that place, and I find myself in this strange city all alone. I know no one there, and I was forced to reevaluate everything. And I eventually end up coming home empty-handed. I start working a 9-to-5 job, just getting through the day, not really finding the clarity that I was looking for until my sister approached me and she asked me if I would write a song with her that she was working on. And I took a look at it, and it was a song about a heartbreak. And in arranging it with her, I realized I was reawoken with those feelings. I was reminded of what writing was and what the music was to me. I missed those connections with people. I needed them. I didn't have it. Music has this way of reaching across divides and building bridges. And I needed that connection again. Now, I had enjoyed working with my sister, and in doing so, I realized that not only could I create my own music, but I can also help others to realize their musical visions. And in doing that, I'm still a part of the creative process, building those connections that the world needs. And so I know now that my career will be evolving and changing, but my enthusiasm is boundless. I am proud to say that I am making a career out of my passion, and not many people get to say that. Now, I know this was a long and circuitous route to the answer of why I do music, but it's the truth. It's always been music. I was born into a love of it, and I developed a true passion for it. And now my life is just an ever-changing soundtrack in my head that I need to share with people. Thank you.